Hi there. Hope you're having a great day today. Thank you so much for joining in. So, I am looking at giving you a quality session without any compromise. So, let's get started. All right, everyone. Today, we are working on something very powerful. As you can see on the screen, it is day 27th, all right, of our 50-day spoken English course, which is absolutely free on YouTube. What we are going to kind of talk about today is not grammar, it's not vocabulary. However, it is professional confidence while speaking. That is our core topic. Okay, what is the big idea? Let's look at the big idea. So, according to anyone or people who are trying to learn English, they think that confident speakers at work are not naturally talented. All right, they think that. However, why do you think they are naturally talented? All right. Why do you think they are naturally talented? Is because they use learnable English habits. And what do I mean by that? Is the kind of confidence people notice in meetings, presentations, or interviews are pretty much anywhere your voice represents is you. Okay. Confident speakers are not born that way. They train small habits that change how they sound. That is while speaking. So let's build those habits now. Let's kind of get to know what are those habits and how to learn them. Okay, so let's look at part one for today, and it is eye contact. As I told you, the confident speakers pretty much use something known as learnable speaking habits. Why? Because they focus on giving out clear sentences. They pretty much stay calm and professional at the same time. However, all of this goes to one particular point is that their tone pretty much sounds trustworthy. That is when they speak. All right. So today you will be learning 10 workplace speaking skills. Okay. Not only workplace, you can use it anywhere really. All right. That is in reference to strong professional use. The first part deals with eye contact. What is eye contact? The first rule of confident speaking. Look at the screen. It says, when you speak, don't talk to the wall, talk to people. All right. It means don't talk at people, but talk to people. How? Obviously, by looking at them. So your eyes should move across the room slowly, landing on one person for a moment before shifting to another. That silent message says, I'm comfortable, I'm in control, and I belong here. Okay. So again, if you see here, eye contact means I respect you, I am confident, and I am speaking directly to you. All right. So, how to practice? This is something very important. Look at one person for 2 to 3 seconds. All right. Then move to another person. Don't stare at notes or anything that you have written for your reference. You can bullet points. All right. You can make short points and elaborate them. And lastly, do not look above heads. All right, always try to look at their forehead at least, not above heads. Like if the person is standing right in front of you, do not look above that person because it gives you a sense of, anxiety. All right, do not look above heads, but look at least onto their foreheads. So this makes your speech feel personal and powerful. Looking at your notes the whole time sends the opposite signal. That is, that I am not confident. So, if you have notes also, what are you going to do whilst you're presenting is that you're going to make bullet points out of it. Not that you're going to write a whole paragraph there. Okay. Now, the second part, we are moving on to the second part for today, and that is removing filler words. As I told you, cutting filler words is a skill. Filler words in the sense like, all these are filler words. Okay, all these are filler words. How do you cut them? I already spoke about this particular tactic or strategy in the previous classes, so I think you really need to go back and look at those recordings as well. So Words like that is like, and are all fillers. And what happens there if you use them excessively? It's okay to use them. Please, don't kind of think that you should not use fillers. Using fillers is okay. You can use around 2 to 3 fillers, but not more than that. Okay. What happens is that you might sound unsure and unprepared of the topic that you're really speaking about. Those small sounds weaken big ideas. So here's the trick: replace fillers with a pause. All right. That's something that even I do. So, when a person is talking um, continuously whilst they are giving a presentation or anything really, there are many a times that our brains goes into a panic mode. So at that point of time, the best advice one can get is to go ahead and pause. That is short pauses. Instead of this line, that is I think, maybe, all these are kind of fillers just put together. You can clearly just say, that is, pause for a second in case you've forgotten what you have to say. Pause and then say, I think this is the best option, or whatever the line is in reference to whatever topic that you're really trying to give out. All right. So a pause makes you look thoughtful. However, a filler makes you look nervous. All right. Silence is used well when it shows strength. So what I really want you to do is kind of pause the video here and try to read a paragraph, all right, whilst pausing. Pick out any paragraph from a book or a newspaper and try to read it out while you are pausing in between. And you get the sense of, real time practice as well. You can go ahead and do that. Let's quickly move on to part 3. That is, speak slowly and clearly. This is a control skill. Okay, obviously, again, needs a lot of practice. It doesn't come on its own. So you have to kind of practice, at least while I'm telling you to practice while pausing the video, or you can do it even after your class or after the session as well. So speak slowly and clearly. That is what matters. As I told you in one of the last sessions, that fast is not equivalent to fluent. Please keep that in mind. Fast talking does not mean fluent talking at all. When you slow down slightly, words become clearer, your breathing steadies, and people follow you easily. Also, you kind of kill anxiousness. All right. So, clear speech is equal to controlled mind. Not that you speak really fast and that kind of leaves you at a really not a very friendly place. All right. So, what I want you to do is again do the same drill. Pick up a book or a newspaper or anything really, just pause the video and read out a passage or a paragraph. Try to speak slowly, or try to read slowly rather, and clearly at the same time. Okay, so that is what it says, that clear speech shows what? Again, it shows confidence, it shows control. Altogether, it shows professionalism. That is what we are aiming at today. Okay, so the practice session says that pronounce full words. Also, I think I reinforced this in one of the last sessions as well, wherein I say pronounce full words with all the uh, phonics or phonic sounds, pronounce full words. Do not eat the alphabets. Don't swallow the endings. That is what I meant. Okay. If it's WHAT, what, please kind of go ahead and pronounce that last letter T as well. Okay, that is what it means. Do not swallow endings. All right. Slow down when you're kind of focusing on parts that need emphasis on. All right. Or slow down where you think there is an important point coming up. Please go ahead and slow down there when you're talking in order to show only one thing. And what is that? That's clarity. Okay. Great. So, part 4 for today is about projecting your voice. What do you mean by projecting your voice? It doesn't mean that you have to shout, okay? That is not what it means. Projecting your voice means you need strong breath control and steady voice. Okay? How? Because confidence also lives in your volume. All right. You do not need to shout in order to show that you're confident about whatever you're speaking. But your voice should reach the room or should reach so many people or any n number of people that are really standing in front of you. Even if it's one single person or 10 people together, the voice should reach the room comfortably. Breathe deeper, okay, before speaking. Let the air support your voice. That's the kind of strategy even public speakers use. A supported voice sounds calm and authoritative, all right? So, look at the screen here. It says speak from your chest. That is your diaphragm, not your throat. All right. So professional speakers sound calm, steady, and clear. Why? Because they are not at the fear of sounding not confident. Why? They are not weak or they don't even sound fading because they also kind of go on and practice these breathing techniques and they speak from their chest, that is their diaphragm, not from their throat. Great. Let's move to part 5, and that is body language. One of the most important parameters to keep in mind when you're looking at talking with confidence to anyone, really. Your body speaks before your mouth. I think I'm right about this because when you kind of go and stand on a stage, and if if your shoulders are slacked down, and if you have a really bad posture, people tend to think that, okay, this person is not confident. So, how do you do that? Before you say a word, your posture has already spoken. So, the first thing you do is you stand tall. Okay? Shoulders are to be kept back. Use natural hand gestures. In the sense, do not move them wildly wherever you want. You have to minimize your hand gestures as well when you're speaking. Do not cross arms. It gives out a very negative attitude. Okay? So, still bodies look tense. Do not stand only at one place. You really kind of look very tensed if you do that. So, natural movement has to be practiced. Move when you really feel like moving, when you're giving a presentation, or if you're standing in front of a class and pretty much explaining a lesson, or it can be anywhere really. All right. This makes people believe your words more. What is this? All these steps. Okay, all these steps make makes people believe that, okay, this person is confident. All right, so that's the whole concept here. Part 6, the most favorite kind of a part of mine is smile at the right time. What do you mean smile at the right time? You can just pause the video here, okay, and try to understand when I say smile at the right time. You just can't smile anytime you want when you are talking or when you're giving out in an interview also, or if you're speaking to an interviewer or an examiner. You just can't smile at any time. You have to smile at the right time. And how does that happen? A small genuine smile softens your presence and makes people comfortable with you. Okay, it shows confidence without any form of aggression, really. Aggression in the sense, when people look at you, they think that, okay, this person is approachable. Look at the screen. That's that's the main concept. Approachability. So when people look at you, they should feel that, okay, this person is approachable. I can go ahead and talk to this person even after he or she has finished speaking, right? Why? How do you create this approachability? Is by a natural smile. It's as simple as that. Okay. Smiling also starts conversations really on a positive note. Okay. And it makes you seem confident. All right. And makes communication easier. And when do you smile really? When you're greeting someone like hi, hello, welcome, things like that. At positive points. when you're telling something um, which is beneficial for someone, or which you think is advantageous, or you feel that this point can be of some use to someone. When you're talking about something good, you can give a small smile, all right, while listening to someone. If there's someone who's speaking to you, all right, there also you can keep a natural smile on your face. To do what? Obviously, to increase your approachability. And part 7 deals with use pause for power. Okay. Powerful speakers pause after important details. When they have given out important details, they pause after that for some time. It lets the message land into the mind of a speaker, I mean, the mind of a listener. Okay. It gives listener time to absorb whatever you're kind of giving out, and it gives you time to think as well. Okay, a well timed pause feels deliberate and it does not feel empty. Okay, so we need to, for example, okay, instead of we need to improve customer service because feedback dropped last month. Rather than kind of talking continuously like that, you can give a pause in the sentence where really you can choose anywhere you want. Okay, you can just, okay, this shape is weird. It just turned into a triangle, but that's okay. It looks cool. All right. So instead of, talking continuously or just with the flow, like all the sentence at one go, the whole sentence at one go, what you really can do is pause in between. You can practice it right now as well. See, along with me also, you can practice. That is, we need to improve customer service because feedback dropped last month. All right. This pause is really powerful if practiced. Okay. You just can't pause wherever you want. You have to understand that a sentence has to have that amount of words or those many words wherein you can feel that you can use this particular idea to pause in between. All right. So, pausing is something that is natural to native speakers as well. They do pause a lot. That is why at the end of the conversation, we think that that person is really confident whilst they are speaking. So, what do pauses really do? They highlight the importance of any content that you're putting across, or it gives you thinking time as well. Correct, right? Even when you're speaking, if you pause, it gives you that time to think, like, what can I speak next? What is my next sentence going to be? So that's more powerful than going totally silent. And at the end of the day, you sound more mature. Okay, that's how important pauses are in reference with the power. All right, great. So part 8 is something very important, active listening. But what do you mean by active listening? Active listening is something in reference to giving respect to people. It's a respect skill. What do you mean by respect skill, or what do I mean by respect skill is when you listen to a person who's speaking, at that point of time, the person who's speaking thinks that, okay, this person is actually listening to me. So active listening is a part of communication skill as well. All right. Confidence is not only when you are speaking, it is also how you listen to people. You kind of really need to nod your head at given times. Okay. Eye contact is very important. It's mandatory, really. It's mandatory. You have to practice all this. You can practice with your with your sisters, your brothers, your mother, father, anyone really. When you're talking, look at them, look into their eyes, because I do not think there is any sense of anxiety when you're talking to your loved ones. So you can start there. You can start practicing at your home as well. Okay. Then summarizing, a very important point. Summarize whatever you have spoken, or summarize whatever you have listened to. Okay. You also can summarize what you have spoken sometimes, but when it comes to active listening, you have to summarize whatever you have listened to. or what the third person has really told you, you're just gonna give a small summary about it. Okay, so for example, so you're saying we need faster delivery, right? Okay, that's the kind of summary I'm talking about. If this third person is talking a lot about faster delivery, you're just kind of going to give a small sentence saying, okay, so you're talking about faster delivery. All right, let's think about it later. So these kind of sentences. Why? Because obviously it builds trust, right? It builds trust. That's great. Let's move on. Part 9. Start with a hook. A very interesting topic, guys. Why? Because don't start boring in the sense the first 10 seconds matter a lot to anyone. Instead of saying something like, so today I will talk about, okay, instead of saying something like, so today I'm going to talk about, start with something that wakes attention. All right. How? Ask a question, tell a quick story, or even an interesting fact will, kind of work that magic. All right. Look at the screen. An example is, last year we lost 20 clients because of low response. What are we doing? We are kind of giving a fact. After this, I would present you know, my presentation. I would go ahead and, talk about my presentation. Even in an interview, you can give a short narrative, or you can give a short story before answering any kind of question, and then you can start talking about your main topic. So that is a strategy wherein you do not sound boring. Okay, if you keep the strategy in mind, or practice how to create hooks, these are known as hooks. So I think pretty much any person would want to listen to you further. So that is the whole idea about this. Why would you want to start with a hook? Is because you do not want to sound static or stationary. You want to sound a bit different from other people as well. So start with a hook, start with a story, start with a surprising fact, or even you can just start with a question when you're presenting something. All right. So that is what is important. The part 10 also is a very simple methodology to use real time examples when you are talking to people. All right, it kind of creates a professional impact. For example, instead of saying communication is important, you can say something like, last month one unclear email caused a project delay. In turn, this sentence, all right, this particular sentence, let me just box it up here. Yeah, this particular sentence is actually the same meaning to the sentence. Why? If you can just pause the video and try to understand the sentence, I'm sure you will be able to relate with me on a deeper level. Instead of just saying communication is important, you can give an example. You can say that last year I just could not understand because we were not getting enough inputs. So, this is also wherein you are giving an example of something that has happened earlier. Instead of just plain and simple saying communication is important, you can say that last month one unclear email caused a lot of problems. So, that is also a type of a strategy wherein you can soften your language by using these kind of sentences. So real examples is equivalent to strong speaking. Why? Because it creates a bridge between the reality to something that you really want to talk. Okay, so part 11 for today deals with confidence training. Okay, if you want long term confidence, learn new useful words, guys. What do I mean by that? Take a book, or pretty much take a, open your notepad on the computer and expand your vocabulary. Learn at least 5 words per day, along with their meaning, obviously. Okay, then practice pronunciation. I had already told you in many of my sessions that you can stand in front of the mirror, keep a pencil in your mouth. Okay, that is, just keep the pencil in between your uh, both of the, you can catch it in between your teeth as well, and try to talk, or you can read out a paragraph even, that also works fine to practice pronunciation. Ask for feedback. What do I mean by ask for feedback? Ask the people who have been listening to you that what do you think? Was I clear, or didn't you understand me, or did you not understand me? These kind of questions go a long way. You really need to ask for a feedback on regular basis. Now, this point, work with a tutor. All right, means obviously guided practice and is very clear that it is directly equivalent to faster growth. All right, that is when you're ready, you can come into our personalized sessions as well, wherein we are going to be dealing with teaching you many other strategies at GK Pro, like how you go about presenting yourselves on daily basis, speaking to others, kind of getting your fluency and improving the way you speak in English can be done. Okay, great. The fifth point is observe strong speakers. Watch how they pause, watch how they move, watch how they speak. Also known as shadow learning. All right. What happens with all of this is your confidence grows through all of these steps. Okay. The first is expanding your vocabulary. The second is pronunciation. You need to practice it. Third is ask for a feedback from anyone, any of your colleagues, your friends, or anyone really that you're talking to on daily basis. Work with a tutor, pretty much optional again if you want to go for personalized sessions. All right. Fifth one is observe strong speakers, shadow or shadowing. Great. So just want to kind of give you a small final realization, that is workplace confidence is not loud voice, it's not perfect grammar, or it's not fake accent. Keep in mind it is clarity, a calm speed, which is equivalent to control. All right. I really can't write that with the mouse, but I'm going to try. So, what is calm speed is equivalent to control, guys. It is control. All right. So, calm speed is control. Obviously, by doing what I just spoke about a strategy wherein I told you that pausing causes a lot of impact on the listener as well. Eye contact, one of the most important practice that you really need to start doing. Okay, structure, as I told you, even in all of our sessions, that structure is nothing but strategy. Try to catch hold of any strategy that I spoke about in the last sessions, all right, on the previous sessions, and try to make any one strategy your friend and practice that regularly. Okay, what happens through all of these points, if you practice all of these points, okay, you automatically make a huge presence. Okay, that's the whole concept. So, guys, I just want to kind of, close this session or end this session for today by telling you only one thing, that is, confidence in English is not talent, all right? It is trained. You need to train yourself. That is what the whole concept is about. Okay, now, if you're learning with us on YouTube, this lesson is a part of a free spoken English course. If you want guided practice and step by step confidence building, you can join us through the free course link in the given description. So remember one thing, start free for now, all right? Continue only when you feel ready, guys. Thank you so much for joining in and have a great day ahead.